What's up, Juventus? It looks like we got ourselves a race. Two other teams emerge as interested in Nikola Krstovic, and we've got the price tag and how things could shape up going into the summer. At the back line, we've got a new target to add to the defender list for Juventus, this one coming out of England. Now, today I'll also show you why you are locked into the AJC, because it's not about staying in the loop, but also calling out the cross-ups. We get two big cross-ups, one on Di Gregorio and Cambiaso. Time to call the media out. We've got Gatti's renewal, we've got the sponsorship situation at Juventus, and of course the injury rundown. We're going to tackle it all right now. I'm Berto, this is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's April 17th. Let's rock with the news. We kick things off with a birthday shout out. This one going out to Medhi Benatia. Tanti auguri to him. I remember the 17-18 season where he filled in for Leo Bonucci, who had left for Milan, and I loved Benatia's performances. I wanted us to carry forward with him and actually not buy back Leo Bonucci. What if that would have went down? How did you feel about Medhi Benatia in that season? Hit me in the comments. Now we get to the news. Nikola Krstovic has been listed as a potential target for Juventus. Today, he is also listed as carrying serious interest from Inter and Napoli as well, and it's because of the details. His price tag is at 25 million euros, but Lecce is in a relegation battle this season. If they cannot retain safety and stay in the top flight, they apparently will see that price tag drop. And then you've got a serious low-cost option as a support striker that could come and join one of those teams. And it's a striker with double-digit goals in Serie A this season for a very, very weak Lecce side. So it's an interesting one to follow. I got to ask the question, where do you rank Krstovic on the list of all the targets we have as a support striker? Hit me in the comments. Now, at the back line, we've got a new target to discuss, and this is Quansah from Liverpool. 22-year-old defender. He's valued at 35 million euros, and apparently Juventus is keeping tabs on this defender. All right, he stands 1.9 meters tall. He's known for his ball playing ability, being very composed on the ball and being able to play out of the back, but he's really known for how strong he is in aerial duels. He only knows Liverpool as he's been with their youth program since the age of 5, but apparently could be up for grabs this summer. So Quansah, a name to add to the potential backline list for Juventus. Now, when it comes to media, we've got a couple cross-ups out there, and hey, you know me, it's time to call them out. Yesterday, Sport Media Set chose to wake and bake before reporting the news, and they claimed that Di Gregorio, he wasn't fully satisfying or fully convincing Juventus. Today, of course, as expected, as I called him out yesterday, we hear he has no intentions of leaving, despite interest from some Premier League clubs on Di Gregorio. He has zero interest in leaving the club, and Juve is very satisfied with the goalkeeper. There are absolutely no thoughts of moving on from him or for David De Gea. For Cambiaso, today the report suggests that without Champions League qualification, Juve will sell for between 60 to 70 million euros. However, the same source that put this out seems to have forgotten what they literally put out a couple weeks ago, and we actually have confirmation on. That is that Elkan placed a bond of 15 million euros for Juventus, one that actually could expand. So it has a variable option to expand to 100 million euros should top 4 and Champions League qualification not be achieved. That's a safety net to keep players and to stop us from going into a situation where we have to sell them to make up for lost revenue. So him staying isn't tied to Champions League anymore because of that bond. It literally will come down to players' will and Juve's will. However, Man City is still listed as interested in the defender. But how they report it, as if we do not make top 4, he is for sure gone, that is not the case. We have to wait and see. But let's not panic just yet. For Gatti, the renewal talks are pushed to the end of the season. However, everything is there ready to sign. It will be done. But it's being listed that even a renewal may not potentially stop a move because he's got interest from Newcastle. He has interest from Nottingham Forest, and they carry interest and could potentially show some offers at around 25 to 30 million euros, which he received offers of last summer. Juve might think about it this summer, is what the reports state. However, again, to call them out and just keep everything in check, we've always heard that Juve has held Gatti in high regard, and Gatti has zero intentions of leaving Juventus. So I don't think he's actually going to be taken off either. And that's just the way I see it. But you guys, what do you think? I think there are a lot of fans that would sell Gatti this summer. I personally wouldn't do it. I'd keep him around and I would bring Rugani back. But I wouldn't sell Gatti. There's other players on my brain right now that I would sell before I move Gatti. But we'll get into that on the live show ahead of the next match against Parma. For sponsorship, Calvo, he's got several offers in hand that are all deemed fair and acceptable. Jeep has come back into the mix. Now we have to talk about how this happened, because I've even called management out on how do you end up right back at square one with Jeep. So he's got offers in hand that are deemed fair and acceptable. The only reason Jeep and everything ended there was because one of the presidents at Stellantis Group wanted to take Jeep out of any football sponsorships whatsoever. He is no longer there. Now John Elkann has kind of taken control and said, no, this is absolutely fine, and has put Jeep back on the table for a sponsorship with Juventus. We have to make the decision, however, very soon, because the sponsor has to be on the kit before this season ends in order to be on the kit for the Club World Cup. So we got to pick very, very soon. Let's see. Right now, it's highly being reported that high probability it's going to be Jeep yet again. For the injury roundup, Perin and Vega are back training with the group. For Yildiz, he underwent therapy and then all out training separately. Cope Miners, McKennie, and Imbangula. We're going to keep eyes on them leading up to that game on Monday against Parma. That's your news roundup. You all know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, but let me know what you think about all the news you just heard here today. Let's mix it up, and I'm back tomorrow with another edition. Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.